This is episode 53 of the All In Entrepreneurs Podcast. I got a legend in the building, and I cannot wait for this episode. This was kind of a last minute thing for everybody, but man, the service today is going to be absolutely amazing. Mr. Dave Meltzer is in the building. I believe I did a podcast with him on the playbook back in January. It was an amazing experience, by the way. Mr. Dave Meltzer, welcome to the All In Entrepreneurs Podcast. We are ecstatic to have you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
And you're always in such a good mood too.
Yeah, man, I practice that. It's taken me years to stay out of my own way and practice ending fear and to be happy. And that's my mission in life. But I'm all in to be here on the All In podcast. So I'm looking forward to helping people and having fun.
I love it. I know this is going to be a short episode. So this is what I want to do today. I just want to, first and foremost, introduce you to our audience, right? If you don't mind, just giving us a quick background for those folks out there who don't know who Dave Meltzer is.
Yeah, sure. My whole story revolves around money, which I still am heavily involved with. And I grew up believing money buys happiness. So I grew up as a broke kid, a single mom, 6 kids, packed my dinner in a paper bag in between 2 jobs, a second grade teacher and filling turnstiles at a convenience store, greeting cards. But I ended up through my career going to law school to be rich so I could buy my mom a house and a car. Ended up selling legal research on the internet when I was 24 out of law school. Made $1 million 9 months out of law school, parlayed that into the Silicon Valley. We sold our first company I worked for, sold for $3.4 billion in 95. Went to the Silicon Valley, raised hundreds of millions of dollars for corporations and charities. By the time I was 30, I was a multimillionaire. Married my dream girl from the 4th grade, who hated me in the 4th grade, by the way. I believe money bought happiness and love, and literally was the CEO of the first smartphone. Had moved my way through technology to the first Windows CE device in 1999. By 2006, I was CEO of Lee Steinberg Sports and Entertainment, the greatest and most notable sports agency in the world, partnering with Warren Moon, and we had Troy Aikman, Steve Young, Sabathia Ramirez, Vander Holyfield, the biggest names in sports and entertainment. But I wasn't happy. For the first time, 2006, I was a mess. So I always say I went from living in the world of not enough, where I was a victim, where there wasn't enough of anything for anyone. And I know, Carlos, you know what that's like, to a world of just enough, right? I was buying things I didn't need to impress people I didn't like. And for the first time, I wasn't happy. I was always happy as a kid, even though I didn't have enough. Only time I wasn't happy was the reason I wanted to be rich. I caught my mom. She was stressed out about money, so I wanted to buy her a house and a car. But those lessons I learned in 2006 moved me, as Lee Steinberg Sports Entertainment, to a world of more than enough. I started to receive so I can give, not give so I can receive. I stopped manipulating, lying, cheating, overselling, back-end selling, living in an abundant world, helping more people. I got on 14 years ago a mission to empower other people, to be happy. That's how you and I connected. I scouted you out as talent, as somebody that I knew could impact 1,000 people yourself to empower, or 1,000 people to be happy. 1,000 times 1,000 is a million times 1,000 is a billion. I've been doing trainings for 20 years every Friday to help people be happy. It's the greatest disease of all time. It spreads by witnessing it. It strengthens your immune system. It'll actually strengthen you mentally, spiritually, and physically. Since then, though, I started a marketing and media company with the Hall of Fame quarterback Warren Moon, and built over the last 3 years my own personal brand. Books, stages, podcasts, movies, TV, the elevator pitch. I do executive coaching around the world. In fact, I wanted to come on here because I'm trying to beg this man right here. I have a 10-minute, I do two 10-minute calls. He said, dude, I need more time. We're going to have to talk about giving you more time, but I will change your life. I guarantee profitability with anybody I work with.
We will. I love that. Let's talk about, something that really stands out, brother, is, we all have different journeys, right? We all have different journeys, and a lot of entrepreneur journeys, they have similar backgrounds, similar struggles, right? Similar struggles and similar lessons, right? Let me ask you this. All you wanted to do, or all you wanted to be, was be rich, right? You said, when I become rich, because this is what 99.99% of people think anyway, right? when I become rich, I'm going to be the happiest man on earth. Is that correct?
Correct. 100% correct.
Some of those comments up, please. So that was, you were thinking that for, I don't know, a majority of your life. You said, you know what? When I become rich, I am no longer going to have any problems, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about that mentality and why that wasn't the case, how quickly that mindset got old, and where did that, where that next level, where did that take you to after you realize, oh man, that really wasn't the end all be all of what I was hoping for?
Yeah, there's a book, Don't Take Yes for an Answer. And one of the tragedies of making a lot of money is that initially it does make you happy. It's super exciting. Everything is new. And what happens is everybody feeds into that, right? They're just telling you what you want to hear. And you start surrounding yourself with lower frequencies and lower vibrations. You start creating void shortages and obstacles in your life. All the reason that you were successful, right? That must be what you can be. The Rockies of the world, the Rudies of the world, all the things that made Carlos Reyes, all of a sudden become an illusion, and they dissipate and they dilute themselves, and that people start manipulating, lying and cheating and using you. And you start lying and cheating and manipulating others, and you start creating an interference. You start creating a corrosion between that unbelievable source of light, love, and lessons that got you to where you were. Now, you may have gotten there with the wrong objective, but you still have what it takes to get you there. And when you come to the realization that you are a liar, a cheater, manipulator, overseller, back-end seller, that all the money in the world will never make you happy because there's always more money in the world. And that fallacy that people tell you, oh, the more you give, the more you receive, they forget to tell you one thing. You got to give unconditionally. You can't give to expect acknowledgement. You can't give to expect a negotiation or a trade. You can't give with judgments and conditions or attachments. You can't give that way. And in fact, you shouldn't worry about giving until you receive, because you've been blessed with this great light lessons and connections that you have in order to receive, in a world of more than enough, everything to come through you, not to you or for you, the victim or a greedy person, but through you for others. So I receive to give. I don't give to receive anymore. There is no trading in my life.
Wow. I love that. That's powerful when you said, hey, give and don't set expectations. And what have you learned from back in the day when you would say, you know what, I'm going to give and see what happens, right? I'm going to see if this guy can somehow pay me back. What would happen very often when you did that, Dave?
I had the need to be offended, the need to be right, the need to be angry, anxious, worried, upset, guilty, all these different feelings, resentful, all of these different feelings. And very rarely did I ever get what I expected back.
Would you ever set yourself up for disappointments?
Every time, including my family, right? Like, and maybe it was subconscious. You're talking about a kid that just wanted to buy his mom a house and a car. And when I bought her the house and the car, I felt as if she could never thank me enough, right? This is how my own mind worked. Like I felt sometimes so resentful for my mom. Oh, she doesn't appreciate what I did for her. And my siblings, they don't appreciate what I did for them or her. And I'm so offended, all of these needs of the ego. So invariably, no matter what the quantitative result was, even when I was giving without a loan or to be paid back or whatever, I always had these attachments that ruined the beauty of giving, that giving and receiving are one, and that I should be focusing on unconditionality of my life. There's two things I do in every email, as you probably have noticed. One, as I sign them all unconditionally to remind me that I'm progressing and pursuing the unconditional nature of being connected. And two, my signature, I could list out every award in the world that I've won, every accomplishment, all the things that you list out that people do. Number one this, one that. Instead, I simply now put res ipsa loquitur. It's Latin. It means that which speaks for itself. And that's what giving and receiving in my life, res ipsa loquitur. Let me speak for what I am by my actions, by my being, and let my transgressions be illuminated as well, that I'm still on my journey. I'm still a hypocrite. I'm still practicing. I'm not perfect. If you don't believe me, call my wife. She'll explain to you every day how screwed up I still am, but I'm trying really hard. And I went from years to months to weeks to days to hours to minutes to moments of being screwed up. Now I'm trying to live right in just being screwed up for moments of time, not weeks and years and hours.
Let me ask you this, because I know you're a very spiritual person. And that's, you and I, you can tell when we were in the same room, the energy. Oh yeah, look at this. Right? Look at this. Right?
Yeah.
I go up to Sedona very often. Sedona is an absolute just wonder of the world. Right? It's the people don't know what they don't know. Right? I didn't know. When I would go up to Sedona, look at Red Mountains and, oh, it's relaxing. When I go up to Sedona now with an intention, I receive information that is truly transformational. I receive information that is life-changing. The last piece of information that I received in Sedona might add 10 to 15 years to my life, right? I received this information from a gentleman named Aaron Lewis. He talked to me about Himalayan saltwater, adrenal glands, and depleting of the adrenal glands. I was just blown away. And I'm telling you, when you go up there to a spiritual place such as Sedona with the right intentions, magic happens. So let me ask you this: when did you start turning those gears into mindset and spirituality? When was it? Like, where were you at? At what phase in your life made you do that?
So 2 years before I lost everything, my wife woke me up. I had kind of 3 incidences. One, I got a birthday present at 30 from my dad. I wasn't ready for the message, but he sent me a sport coat with no pockets. And I got pissed at him when he sent it because he hadn't given me a gift in 20 years. Now he gives me a jacket I can't wear. And he tells me it's because I'm going to be buried in the jacket, that the jacket represents that money doesn't buy love or happiness. You can't leave this world with anything, that you don't want to be the richest man in the cemetery. And he gave it to me to remind me I'm just like him, that money can't buy love. And I got mad at him. I'm like, you're lost, man. I can't believe you. I'm nothing like you. 2006 hits. My next best buddy, the guy who asked my wife to go steady for me at 6th grade camp, I've been friends forever with, he tells me he doesn't even want to go to the Masters with me, with Chris Carter and Warren Moon and Shannon Sharp and all these amazing guys, because he doesn't like who I hang out with and he doesn't like what I'm doing. And I tell him, hey, I'm not doing what those guys are doing. And he says, don't lie to me, but worse, don't lie to yourself. I was crushed. But the real spirituality happened the night that I came home and my wife told me she wasn't happy. I lied to her. I went to the Grammy Awards with Lil Jon the rapper, came home completely wasted, and she told me she was going to leave me. She wasn't happy. I got so pissed. I told her, are you kidding me? How dare you? I'm so offended. I've given you everything. We got a live-in nanny. We got a Porsche, list it all out. Go to bed mad, wake up even madder, thinking I'm going to take her love and happiness because I'm going to take everything I own. I'm a lawyer. I went to law school. I got tons of lawyers going to help me. And then I saw that damn jacket in the closet, and it just sang to me, man. It's saying to me, you are just like your father. You are a liar, a cheater, everything you hate about him, a manipulator, a liar, cheater, overseller, back-end seller. And that's when I took stock in who I was, which ended up putting me on an airplane. And I met this woman that taught me to meditate. She taught me that everything vibrates. She taught me that I could raise my awareness through meditation, that I could only be aware of what vibrated equal to or less than me. The earth vibrates the slowest, plants, animals, humans, light, and then thought. And she said to me that one thing that changed my life. She said, Dave, do you know what vibrates the fastest? And I said, no. She said, the truth. The truth vibrates. The truth. Yep. The truth vibrates the fastest. And if you live in the pursuit of your truth, your potential, you can be aware of everything. And that's where my journey started and ended. And I, talk about downloads. I have in my office and my home calligraphies. I trace these calligraphies every day. This is one. It's a download. Just like you got your downloads. Every single day I get personal, financial, everything. I believe everything already exists. I believe in the world of more than enough. I'm one of the most, and so are you, Carlos, by the way. We're two of the most pragmatic business people I know. I'll go toe-to-toe with anyone about how to effectuate making money, how to treat people, how to do business, all the situational knowledge and dummy tech and relationships. People pay me, as you know, tons of money for my advice, business advice. But right here on my phone and on my wall, that's the real stuff. That's the truth, man. That's the stuff that makes me aware, so that people are like, how do you know all this? Because I'm just accessing it. It's coming through me. I don't know anything.
Brother, let me say this, and especially in the world of influence, right? In the world of influence, I feel a lot of A-level or B-level influencers, they really lose themselves. They lose themselves, right? It's people over profit, right? What this is all about is what? Making an impact on the world, setting up the next generation, right? Your own kids and other people that are looking up to you. And I believe that people lose themselves because of the mighty dollar, right? People over profit. I truly feel that when you start to play with that thin ice, you start to play like where you started this. Hey, I'm going to serve the world. I'm going to serve others, and I'm going to give, right? And then as you give and you continue to live in the truth, people begin to pay attention, and then your level of influence grows. And then, you and I both know what's the most powerful thing in this world? Influence. Influence. If you have influence, you can go get money. If you have influence, you can go get love. If you have influence, influence. That's the most powerful thing on this earth. But you have to, with great power comes great responsibility. And that's what I really respect about you is ever since I've been following you, and you were referred. I didn't know who Dave Meltzer was until you were referred by a good friend that wrote our book, Carson Jones. He wrote a book for us. It's doing extremely well. In the real estate, fixing and flipping houses and stuff. And you were referring, he said, hey man, you really got to go check this guy out. He operates at a really high conscious. He's very spiritual. I think you guys would just hit it off. And I knew as soon as I walked in, I felt, how you energy is, you can't fake energy, right? It's like,
can't fake energy.
Like as soon as I walked in,
down, man, that's the bomb of the day. You cannot fake energy.
You cannot fake energy. As soon as I walked in, I felt this beautiful, joyful, deep energy about you. And I'm sure that wasn't the case when you were unhappy, right? Yeah. So tell us about that. Tell us about the energy frequency that you may be operating in from 0 to 700 plus. Where do you think you operate in that frequency, that energy frequency?
In the top 87%, right? So I don't know where within that 87%, and I'm continually getting better every day. I'll give you an example of what you're talking about. You can't fake energy. Yes. When I first started my energy work and my healing and meditation, my guru told me that I carried an energy of being stupid. And I got mad at her. I said, what are you talking about? I said, I'm insecure about a lot of things, but I'm not insecure about being stupid. She said, no. I don't say that you think you're stupid. You're carrying an energy that you're stupid, and it's creating all kinds of problems in your life because you're surrounding yourself with people that make you feel like you're smart. You're over exaggerating and manipulating and projecting things because you want to feel smarter. And it's an energy. And we found out that energy was created because not only were my siblings so hyper and intelligent and academic, but even moreover, when my mom was working 2 jobs, my grandmother, who was hyper academic, she was a 15-year-old graduate from high school who taught, first woman professor at Ohio State, and literally would say to me, I was hyperactive. And I'd say, hey, Grandma, I'm bored. And she'd say, only stupid people get bored. Smart people think of things to do. But this gets ingrained in your energy. And until you can shift it. So I was carrying a bunch of ego-based energies that were lower vibrating energies. And no matter how much I consciously tried, I couldn't understand. If you carry an energy, this is how you know. Because no matter what you think, say, and do, you keep attracting the same things into your life. So part of my coaching is a conscious, subconscious, and unconscious continuum, because the biggest thing that people have that stop them is they don't understand Dave, I'm thinking, saying, doing, and believing all the right things. Why do I keep attracting the same thing into my life? Because you got that energy. You're attracting a frequency, and you need to shift your energy more than what you think, say, do. And it works the opposite way too. We both know people that think, say, do, and believe all the wrong things. In fact, you're just amazed. How does this guy fall into the gutter and end up smelling like roses every time? Because he's carrying the energy, and it could have been inherited from 4 generations or 4 lifetimes before. And so we get confused that there's good and bad in what we think, say, do, and believe. The only good and bad in what you think, say, and believe is it's effectuating your future energy. But you can't just automatically in a day change your energy because you think, say, and do, and believe the right things.
That's powerful. And I hope people understood what you just said, because I definitely understood every single word.
I know you did. I was thinking, sometimes I got to go to the highest vibration, and I apologize to everyone else. I did that with Deepak Chopra. I'm still not sure if anyone understood what we were talking about.
You know what's crazy? I actually pulled the emotional frequencies, right? I believe that you operate extremely high. So, all right, at 200, it's courage, and then at 250, it's neutrality. Willingness is 310, acceptance is 350, reason is 400, love is 500, joy is 540, peace is 600, enlightenment is 700 plus. You see, that's why I said, hey, like if you ask me, well, Carlos, where do you think I operate? And like Dave Meltzer operates in energy, emotional frequency. I truly believe that you might be between 540 and 600, which is very, very high. Very high.
I'd be blessed. You know, I'm in the pursuit of my potential. I'm in the pursuit of over 700, and I'm most importantly enjoying the pursuit, which is what I try to teach people, which is what I love about you, right? We're 2 guys that can find the light, love, and lessons in that journey. We know that pain is just an indicator that we have a lesson to learn, right? Mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, financial pain. It's like your place burning down, right? All it was an indicator. They had a lesson to learn, right? It just was like a blinker on your car. Hey, brother, we're going to move you in a different direction to something better, to put you in a better situation. You're going to learn something. There's no dwelling on the pain. We weren't victimized by it. And I know tons of people in May, if their facility burned down, they would have been victims, and they would have caused them a huge spiral, a whole bunch of interference, corrosion. I love your attitude. It was like mine. Oh, dude, this is amazing, right?
This is my new, and the insurance company is taking care of everything. And now we're actually going to make the office even better than what it was, right? It could have been a blessing in disguise. And you know what's crazy, Dave? My self-development mentor, Jeremy Eugene Wilson, he's actually on here right now. And I have calls with him every Thursday from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. every single Thursday, like clockwork. And brother, he's the one that's been teaching me about emotional frequencies, because you and I both know that every level does require a better you. Is that correct? And let's talk about manifestation. I know that's one of your favorite subjects, right? Yeah. We have a lot of entrepreneurs that are watching, that are going to watch this on YouTube, All in Entrepreneurs podcast, and All in Wholesaling Facebook page. And then we have a lot of people that are going to take a listen on Apple, iTunes, and Spotify. So let's talk about manifestation. Let's be honest. Life is a game. When you're operating at a higher consciousness, life is a game. And I posted this last night. Every single level that you like unlock, like you get better, and then you climb and you get better and you climb. There's really limitless boundaries. And I think a lot of that has to do with energy and manifestation, right? Talk to us about manifestation and how that can help every single individual that's going to either listen or watch this podcast.
Yeah, well, I love your hat. And I work with those guys when they first started that company, the Live Lucky hat, because I would have told them that hat, you should say, live coincidence. And a coincidence is a manifestation. What do I mean by that? Is that a coincidence, a manifestation, a materialization of you dreaming of something, right? And then making that thing happen by taking from the ether, from nothing, from no thing, and with an idea, creating a possibility. The minute you think about something that you want, it's a possibility. And then if you can be inspired, if you can clear the connection between what you want and the most powerful source of light, love, and lessons, your possibility becomes a probability, an actual mathematical advantage from nothingness to possibility to probability is all in our head. Like Van Gogh thinking about what he's going to paint. That's an inspiration. From nothingness, he made a probability. Then, in order to manifest it or materialize it, we need to pay attention to it, give it intention to create the coincidence that we want. People call it luck. They'll look at Carlos Reyes, and David Meltzer and say, those are just two lucky dudes. Grew up with nothing, multimillionaires, have everything that they ever wanted. They're just lucky. No, we're not. We're coincidental. When you pay attention to and give intention to, and intention, by the way, is what you think, say, do, believe, and your unconscious competencies, which you talked about earlier, personality traits, characteristics, obsessions, and addictions that have been carried down from 4 generations or 4 lifetimes, doesn't matter. But when you aggregate intention together, you're going to get a mathematical occurrence of manifestation, a coincidence, 2 things happening at the right way at the perfect time that coincide with one another. It's math. It's why you think it's a game, because we keep opening up through coincidences to learn more lessons, expand and grow and accelerate our vibration so we become aware of a whole nother level of the game. I used to ask in enlightenment practice when I was, with my own guru, I'm like, well, if you vibrate so fast and you become enlightened, why would you want to be here? And they said, there comes a point, like I said, these people can really, channel stuff. Why aren't they just getting me the lottery numbers and making a ton, right? Why can't I just do the pick 6 and go home? She said, if you were that enlightened, if you could vibrate that fast at that 800 level, you wouldn't want to play here. This would be boring for you. You would be at a whole nother plane. And so once you make the laws of engagement with the law of Goya, get off your ass, and the law of attraction, and understand coincidences and the live coincidence hat that you're living, you can really enjoy the continual, consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of your own potential, your truth, whatever number that is. Keep on pursuing a higher and higher number to expand, accelerate, and grow so you can help other people do the same thing.
Brother, you are a machine. You are a machine. Let me just say this. I love, absolutely. I'm actually gonna replay this later whenever Jashawn here airs it out. I'm gonna replay this thing. Let me ask you this. This is the last subject here. The last question for you before we let you go is, what advice do you have for the up and coming entrepreneurs, for that next class, right? They're 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. What advice do you have for them?
I'm going to run through this fast for them, and they're going to have to go back and listen because I'm going fast. But there's 5 things. Here's what I teach in order literally to be happy, to make more money, help more people, and have more fun. Number 1, take inventory of your values every day. Personal, experiential, giving and receiving. Take inventory. Don't be afraid of being a hypocrite, meaning you're going to change and grow. So go ahead and illuminate the fact that you're a different person than you were when you were younger. 2, most importantly, ask. Ask and attract. Ask how you can be of service or of value. And more importantly, ask people, do you know anybody that can help me? I wish somebody when I was 18 years old would have given me radical humility and said, brother, all you got to do is ask someone that has what you want for help. They're happy to give it to you. Number 3, be a student of your calendar. Studying means pay attention to, give intention to the coincidences that you want. If you can't remember it, look at the hat next to me. But pay attention to and give intention to what you have planned, what you don't have planned, the white space, empty space, and your sleep. Sleep is the number 1 habit we all share. 8 hours a day, 1/3 of your life. Study it. Give it attention and intention. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul. It's the only time that we're out of our own way, subconsciously and unconsciously. Number 4, favorite one of all, easiest one to do, 100%. 100% of everything that you do now gets done. The difference between successful, happy people and people that aren't are people that get stuff done are happy and successful. 100% of the things you do now get done. So ask yourself, can I do it now? And do it. If you can't do it now, put it in your calendar and prioritize it by what's most important for tomorrow. Be a student in your calendar. They'll work together. Get things done. Finally, most importantly, anyone young, start your practice today. Practice ending fear. I know Carlos and I both agree this. We have traveled the world to all types of downloads and spiritual gurus, personal development. We are well-read, podcast, listen to anything we can to teach us one thing, how to get out of our own way. Practice ending fear. Know that you are connected to the greatest source of love, light, and lessons of all time. You create the interference and the corrosion to that great, powerful source of energy. Allow it to come through you with appreciation, gratitude, and your values, and give it all away. Also, getting rid of the interference through fear with what you're connected to. A tree has no branches. One branch would not go to war against another branch. There's more than enough of everything for everyone. And if you could do these 5 things, take inventory of value, ask and attract, student in your calendar, do it now and practice ending fear, I promise you will manifest, materialize, monetize everything you want rapidly and accurately, and you will be able to elevate others to do the same. My goal in life is to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. Join me on Fridays, 1,000 people to empower 1,000 people to empower 1,000 people. David@dmeltzer.com, 949-298-2905. Please reach out to me. I am of service. All free. Please join me.
By the way, that was absolutely incredible. People are just loving that. And let me just ask you this. Where can people find you on social media handles and such?
At David Meltzer on LinkedIn, YouTube, all over TikTok, which is surprising, but they're going to move to education, so I'll be more of a figure there because I can't dance. Anyway, dmeltzer.com, David@dmeltzer.com is my email. My text is 949-298-2905. I am of service. My name actually means beloved servant. So I am your beloved servant. This guy on this side of me is incredible. Follow him, join him. I appreciate any of his audience.
Who is it? Oh, me? Oh, wait, hold on.
That side, man. That side. This guy, Carlos Reyes. What a great guy. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, so much to personally to talk about, and we'll get there. But I just want to say, God bless you, man. And last question: how far are you from serving 1 billion people?
You know, I'm planting seeds under trees I'll never sit under. So I'm looking, you know, hopefully I have that first generation of 1,000 to teach them to empower 1,000, to empower 1,000 where I'm at. But I got plenty of time, man. I'm not limiting myself. I'm lived over 111. I'm 52 years old. I got plenty of time.
You're looking good, brother. You're on it. You're on it.
You're getting it, my friend. But thank you.
God bless you. Episode 53. Dave Meltzer, the legend. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Anytime. Thank you. Enjoy, everyone.
Thank you. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I mean, the guy came in here and just dropped rapid fire. So I'm personally going to go and review that. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to write notes. This guy is on another level, and he's such a great servant. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. We got to start doing this more often. We'll talk to you soon. Episode 53. God bless you.